edition. Thank you. Very well received edition yesterday. Please keep that up. Give us some rumbles. Help us out on YouTube, on Rumble, Telegram, Twitter, CloudHub, all through Rumble. So help us out with that. Countdown to restoration here. Counting down the days, the illegal days of the Biden regime. How horrible that is. Our country is suffering and we're marking it. Now today's going to be a little different because we're going to give you some things, some news items, but we are also going to have some commentary today that I feel is very important and will help a lot of people who really don't understand what's going on to understand it in its entirety, or at least understand the overall workings and just all that. Anyway, countdown to restoration. And with me, your host. Who is your host? Oh, yes, me, Danny Thompson. Glad to have you with us as we just continue marking these horrible days until everything is righted. So, let's throw up a couple of different things that you may find interesting. We got to move quickly. Joe Biden is showing Americans what a great president Donald J. Trump was and is. Yes, isn't he, though? Isn't he? You would think they would try to get him to do a little better, but no. What else do we have? Let's see. How the hydroxychloroquine saga unfolded. Trump says he's taking HCQ. May 19th, Pelosi goes on CNN. HCQ is dangerous. June 16th, FDA revokes use of HCQ. July 31st, Fauci says HCQ is not effective. Oh, but what happens? Day 2 of Biden's administration, HCQ is okay, and doctors are now allowed to prescribe it. It has nothing, it's only about your safety, ladies and gentlemen. Has nothing to do with politics or President Trump. No, we just want you safe. Healing under Joe Biden looks like 11,000 jobs lost by killing the Keystone Pipeline, 400,000 jobs lost by rejoining Paris climate, 1 million jobs lost with the federal moratorium on oil and gas leasing on federal lands. Yeah, so this was supposed to bring America together, and that is by the always worthy of a read, Charlie Kirk. And so anyway, that's just some different opinions than mine, always based on fact. Let's get into some stuff really quick here. Biden's approval rating is Trump's in reverse. Now, he's about at 54, 56. Don't listen to what they're talking. That means it's lower, right? Biden's approval rating will always be lower than what they tell you. Trump's is always higher than what they tell you. Okay, President Trump's. Joe Biden is who? You were wondering how long before it came out. Joe Biden is who? He is the thief in chief. Yeah, the thief in chief. Yeah. Had to get that in real quick. So President Trump versus thief-in-chief Biden. His approval rating should be higher going in, but it's not. So don't let them kid you. Nobody's excited about this president. Oh, I like this one. Black Lives, who was nominated for their administration, was nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize, but so is Jared Kushner. He was nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize too. Not President Trump. He had nothing to do with it. Black Lives Matter back squad members push to expel over 100 Republicans from Congress. They're serious. They're serious. I mean, this is not games to them. This is not survival to them. This is war. They're in all-out war. We've got to keep that in mind. this from a couple of days ago, I think, but it fits right now. Chinese Defense Ministry to Taiwan. Independence means war. Now, they've been operating as an independent country for since the get-go. But why is China stepping all this up? Because the Biden regime is allowing them to. I mean, they took over Hong Kong, and now they want Taiwan. But listen to this from today's press conference. Is that what's next? Yes. All right, let's flip it around. If I can get it flipped around. Yes, there we go. All right, now we will try to align it out, get it stretched out, and let you watch. And pay attention to Jen. She is not happy with this one.
President, we haven't seen a readout of the president talking to President Xi, and I was wondering if there's something scheduled or when that might be. It's been a couple weeks?
Less than 2 weeks, actually. It may seem longer to you. Our approach to China and our approach to our relationship in China with China, is strategic, obviously, and we are working to ensure that we are approaching that relationship from a position of strength, and that includes engagement with our allies and partners. A lot of those calls have happened over the last 10 days. Maybe that was a little Freudian there, the 10 weeks. 10 days, they will continue, and also engagements with Democrats and Republicans in Congress about the path forward. I don't have any call to predict for you at this point in time. Obviously, with Secretary of State Tony Blinken now confirmed, there are additional layers to engage with the Chinese, but we'll let you know when a call is happening, and certainly have a readout for all of you as well.
Sounds a lot like the strategy is not to talk to him at this time, because you're talking about speaking to allies and making other calls first. Have they requested a call?
I don't have anything more for you. I think I don't appreciate the putting words in my mouth. That wasn't what my effort was. What I was conveying is what our strategy is here from the United States, which is to work with our partners and allies and determine what the right time is. Of course, the relationship with China is going to be multi-layered. We'll deal with climate. We'll deal with the economy. We'll deal with security, and that is of course a priority to President Biden. He's spoken about it during the transition. He's spoken about it. Obviously, he's had engagements with his national security team about a range of issues, including China. We've been here less than 2 weeks, and when we have a call to read out, I'll make sure you know. Go ahead in the back.
Thanks, Jenna.
Yeah, don't put words in my mouth. We're not afraid of China. No, we're not. And we did talk to them 10 weeks ago. We've been talking to them all along because, as you know, the Biden family is closely connected to China. We have personal relationships, but we're not doing, and we're not going to make it known unless we have to. And 10 weeks ago, yeah, probably longer than that. I mean, why get so mad over that question? See, Jen would be a great person to play poker with. She lets you know what's in her hand. I can tell by your anger over me betting you again, you have a losing hand. Or something. I mean, my goodness. There's also, I'll show this tomorrow, a clip because of all the, they released some executive orders to study immigration and migration. They separate the two, legal and illegal immigration. And there's a question about, should people come now? I mean, this will be good news to them. And boy, she just beside herself. Oh, no, nobody should come now. No, I'll show you that tomorrow. Anyway, lots of fun with Jen. All right, remember this. This has a lot to do with everything. Secular Democrats of America and their seculardems.org. I know I say it every time and say it badly. Restoring constitutional secularism and patriotic pluralism in the White House. You've got to study this if you're going to understand them. because this is how they feel. This is what they're doing. This is what they want. And you've got to understand this person here, Dr. Rachel Levine, or you won't understand the White House. You won't understand what they're trying to do. And it all, sometimes it seems funny, or it seems, oh, well, that's personal and this and that. But no, there's reasons. This is, I know sometimes the Biden administration seems like they're just putting pieces to grabbing this here and there. No. Don't underestimate these people. People underestimated Obama. And look how much he changed the country. So I mean, you've got, so much available if we'll just look at it. All right, here is I forgot to show you this yesterday, statement, the briefing room stuff, statement by NSC over a call to an assistant in Turkey. I'm sure that was interesting. Memorandum on maximizing assistance from the Federal Emergency Management Agency because of snowstorms, whatever. But then we get to this. Let's see, let's get it bigger. Fact sheet: President Biden announces increased vaccine supply, initial launch of the federal retail pharmacy program, and expansion of FEMA reimbursement to states for a lot of things federal government paid for during this pandemic already. It was just another way to funnel more money to their partner states in crime. But anyway, and some states are using pharmacies to roll out these people are so behind on this. Everything was already started under the Trump administration. They're just looking for ways, because when they make announcements like this, it's like it never was done before. But also, fact sheet. I don't know why it's in red, but works for our purposes. Fact sheet: President Biden outlines steps to reform our immigration system by keeping families together, addressing the root causes of irregular migration, and streamlining the legal administration immigration system. Yeah, streamlining that. One of the things they want to do to help streamline that, President Trump had made it so if you're in another country, you belong to another country. Even if you have family here, if they're on public assistance, you can't come over. If you can't support yourself, don't come. Oh, well, that's being rolled back because give us you're poor, you're tired, you're hungry. Well, that's law. That's not just a statement written by some French guy on a statue they gave us. Everybody always pulls that out. So, yeah, if you need U.S. assistance, come on. We like you better. You'll vote Democrat. Also, on the border, it's a lot of studying to see what to do to change things, etc., etc. But they want to fix, you have to understand this. This is just amazing. They want to fix the illegal immigration system so it's easier for illegals to come, and fix the legal immigration system. Now, I'm sure there's a word for this somewhere. I can't think of it. Idiocy? Why not just say, hey, everybody come? So anyway, because they want to make it easier for you to get here illegally. But they want to make it easier for you to get here legally. So which way will make it easy? I mean, just say, we're going to let everybody in that wants to come in. I'll show you her reaction tomorrow. And we know it's just a study because Biden retains Trump's border rules for now with migrants stuck in Mexico. We showed you that yesterday. What else do we have here? We have Biden administration says it won't conduct immigration arrests near vaccination sites. Same as they won't arrest you for taking your kids to school. The state of Texas is looking at a bill to give illegals driver's licenses. You see how stupid this is? You could stop all of this if you just got them where they show up. And of course, that makes me sound racist, which we will discuss in a minute. That's their whole plan. Because it's never about law and order. It's about racism. It's about bigotry. It's about being not a nice person. But no, and that's, well, they need those vaccinations. I'm sure they do. I don't know why they would take them. Because there's a lot of side effects. What else do we have? The number of from Ari Fleischer, the number of new COVID cases is dropping hard and fast. It's down from an average of almost 250,000 at its peak on January 12th to fewer than 150,000 now. It's still winter, so it's very interesting that it's dropping. Hospitalizations and deaths are also down. So, all this money being spent is while it's in decline. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? Well, let's just keep going and see what we have. Verify. Can I still spread COVID-19 after getting vaccinated? A world-renowned epidemiologist in Seattle says it's still possible to spread the virus after being vaccinated, so masking and social distancing remains critical. Yeah, nothing will change, right? We have to keep this world. There'll still be lockdowns. There'll still be whatever, because we're your government and we don't want to let things go, do we? No, we can't do that. We can't do that. You are going to stay this way forever. And I know we got a lot of this in the beginning, but it's still being said. Doctor, regular masks don't work against viruses. The reason we wear a mask is because the fear is so massive in this country. But I don't wear a mask because they work. You don't wear a mask because it works either. You wear a mask because that's what we do. And I don't like them. They should not be. When I go into stores, I do it because the store says it. What choice do they have? You're on somebody's property. Do what they ask. Some people don't. They get all upset and excited. All right. The fact is, it doesn't work. They know in government it doesn't work. They know the vaccinations don't really work. And yet, today would be a great day for the Alex Berenson Twitter feeds, but we have other things to do. Let's look at this. Biden COVID advisor tells providers to stop stockpiling vaccine. See, there were some mean old hospitals keeping back some vials of vaccine to give to new patients so they wouldn't get COVID while they're there and wouldn't spread it to others. But can't do that. No, it makes no sense. It does make full sense, but stop it. Because you will do it as we say. We're following science. And science says don't give COVID vaccines to people who should be getting them. Anyway. Yes, a market alert. Remember February 20th. Also, remember the year 2030. So many of their plans come to fullness in 2030. I don't know why, but we're going to find out. What's the big deal about 2030? I bring this up. We did it yesterday. CBO, Congressional Budget Office, sees rapid growth recovery, labor force returning to pre-pandemic level by 2022. This was brought up yesterday in the press conference, and as we showed you, Jen did not like it and, made it all personal and everything. Well, today she came out and said what? She, we can straighten that up, I guess, a little bit. She said that, just as an aside, basically, the CBO report that many of you were asking about, if you read it deeply, it says things will not return to normal by 2025 without doing anything. So, let's look at that correctly. And you people are all stupid. Don't ask those questions. And we've got to do what we're doing because bigger is better and it's going to cost more. if we don't do anything or if we do anything too small. This is the part in the CBO report that talks about returning 2025. The CBO projects the unemployment rate to fall to 5.3 in 2021 and to 4% between 2024 and 2025. That's the part. They grab it and then they run with it. And so they know the truth, but they know the truth would set you free, and they don't want you to know the truth. So they lie about everything. The Washington Times, is that the liberal one, or is it the Washington Post? One of them, I'll have to find that. I've got it somewhere. One of them talked about how Biden lied about saying something about Trump, and it's bad when they pick on anybody lying about Trump. So, I mean, they lie. They lie all the time because they have no basis to do anything that they're doing. All right, this is good news. And having a hard time getting things straight. Honduras makes abortion ban permanent. All human beings have a right to life. So way to go, Honduras. Man, see, it can be done. There's people that know. Well, they're a Catholic country. They're strong Catholic people, and you know, they don't know. Ooh, who do we have in the White House pretending to be president? Oh, yes, a man pretending to be Catholic. Not supposed to judge him. Hey, by his fruit you will know him, and his fruit stinks. Now, my wife had some concern because, while political, this is always also somewhat religious, and it's intersecting here. So we're going to deal with some things. My wife was talking the other day about the division in the church and how painful it is between Christians, and a lot of it is over this, over politics. Here's something from USA Today. Was my vote sinful? Wrong questions. Churches should be uniting, not dividing congregants. And of course, you know, that's going both ways. Church people won't know if their vote was sinful for Trump. No. If their vote was sinful for Biden, yes. But the church shouldn't be dealing with that. Just let's get everybody together. This one. Christians for Biden. All these people, that's the god Moloch there. Moloch, who used to require that you pass your children through the fire as a sacrifice to him, and every so often they just threw one in. And it shows people lining up with their babies, giving the baby to Biden to throw the baby into the burning idol. Yeah, Christians for Biden. That's not fair. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It is fair. It is fair. Conservatives for Biden. I'm pro-life, but... Oh, come on. Give us a break. All right. 2 Christians from Dr. Michael Brown. 2 Christians who voted for Biden. Did you not see this coming? Oh, we've got to pray. Look what all is happening. Which brings us to some commentary that I want to give. I feel I should. And I, you know, I can preach all day long. I'd rather preach than do this. It's my passion in life. But this isn't a sermon, it's commentary. It's not just to religious people, but to political people. We must always understand this is just not a battle of political ideology. This is a battle between light and darkness. And you know, sometimes in politics, people don't want the church butting in. Sometimes the church doesn't want to be involved in political things, But we come together on this. This is a struggle not just for the country, not just for some tax policies or this or that. This is a struggle for the world. Because the powers behind our pretend leaders today and the leaders that were there even before They're not just about this country. They're about world domination. And they were so close under Obama. And if Mrs. Clinton have come in, well, I probably wouldn't be here now because we wouldn't be able to say such things. But this is darkness, ladies and gentlemen. And their side fights like their darkness. Oh, they try to sound nice. Yes, they do. They try to sound nice. And they bring up things such as racial relations, which I'm going to give you some inside information, show you everything you need to know about that. They bring up things as caring about the poor and the needy and bringing people in. They bring up things, such as justice for minorities and police brutality and everything else. And once they say it, that's the way it is because the media plays along. We know all this. We've lived in it. And if you say anything to try to bring up facts, all they do is seize on that you're racist, that you're bigoted. Oh, that you're just against, you don't want people to experience love and to be accepted, etc., etc., etc. And of course, when you're standing up against them, that's what they point out and everybody sees. Oh, you're just racist. Oh, you don't want people coming into this country even though the country depends on new people coming in. You don't want someone like Dr. Rachel Levine to fulfill their lives and be happy. You want them to live in a narrow religious or narrow conservative confine. You don't want blacks to have justice. You don't want blacks to have equality. You don't want equity to be in because you're racist and you know that for years you've gotten too much of the pie. And so we sit back and we say, oh no, it's this and that. We don't understand. These are the tactics of the dark. And they try to make everything bad seem good and have a logical explanation and, oh, it's the right thing. Well, it's not the right thing. They don't fight right. A great case in point. For 4 years, we heard how the Electoral College ruins our democracy. And what happened when people stood up and said, we need to recount the Electoral College. We need to get some better verification. That ruins our democracy. Well, the Electoral College, first of all, keeps us from having a democracy because it's a representative government. But for 4 years they railed against it, and now they're using it to say that the rightful president and his supporters were trying to destroy our democracy. See, they never, there's no fairness in them. And yet we, conservatives, from the religious aspect, from just the political aspect, or just common sense Americans, common sense people around the world, stand up and want what's right. And we're told, no, you just want to hurt people. You're just unfair. It's not fair that you've always had an easy life, which they know we haven't. Some have, but guess what? Some people of color have always had an easy life. I didn't have an easy life, did you? And we take where the Constitution protects minority rights to governing. We change that to governing for the minority. We change everything. It's well known. We're not even under the Constitution anymore. The courts aren't. The legislative branches haven't been for over a decade. The presidency sure isn't. And when you raise your voice, do you know why there's still fences and razor wire around the Capitol building? Because they never thought anyone from our side would do anything. And now they're afraid. That's why they get so upset in the press conferences and when people challenge them. They never thought any questions would ever be asked of them, and now they're afraid. And from that, we need to learn something. Make your voice known. That's the way you fight. We can't go. And anybody with any sense knows you can't go and forcibly change this. Come on. but we can through our voices. And they know we're not going to go out and protest. We don't do that. We just go on with our lives and, we pray about it. And yeah, there's so many mistakes been made on our side for decades. It just keeps happening. You know, the greatest mistake that the true president, President Donald J. Trump, made last year was not sticking with his Easter resurrection for the country. If he had done that, everything would have been changed. And I don't want to get too spiritual on you, but what happened? He allowed everything to be shut down. Why? Because they scared him. They told him, we'll put all of these deaths on you. They always find a way in. Chief Justice John Roberts, they found a way in. Neil Gorsuch, they found a little chink in the armor. They'll find it. There's so many that just join with them because they want the power, the prestige, the money. There's some, they find a way to scare you. They find a way to threaten your ruin. And then from then on, you just watch everything tumble out of control. And they go, we're going to work with you, but they never do. We have to make our voices known. Call your local representatives. Call your state representatives. Keep fighting. They don't stop. We can't stop. Call your congressman, your representative. Call your senator. Call the White House. Keep letting them know. Call the State Department. Call whatever office that you can. This is a fight between light and dark. And darkness can never overcome light. It has never been so dark that light just gave up. That it's never been so dark that darkness overcame the light. It can be so dark that light gives up. But we can't do that. We can't do that. We can't let everything go because it's just so hard. They cheat and they can do this and that. We keep doing it. Nobody listens. Somebody's listening because the way they activate, the way they work, and the way they have the last several years, they move in and they see how much we'll respond, we'll react. They're still afraid because they know they're never going to be able to conquer us as a nation unless we go along with them. It's not just the guns. It's the way we've been trained to think. That's why they're trying to change the thinking and are changing the thinking of kids in public education. But they know they've got to find a way. They see where our breaking points are. So they do something and they see if we'll accept it. They never know. There's so many things they don't know, but they see. And then they try something else we don't. They pull back. Or they try something big and they're just like, we're waiting. Are they going to say anything? And then they wait. They just keep rolling things out. And they see what we will allow. Don't allow it. Don't allow it. And they have people that willingly sacrifice themselves because they're going to take care of them financially. Unless they kill them. This side kills people they no longer need, and they think they're going to be a problem. This is war. Only it's not the kind of war that you can fight hand to hand, but you can fight with words. You can make your words known. Not just on social media, although that can be part of it. You've got to call them. They've got to see people are upset. And there might be times you think it didn't do any good, but it's shaping how they're proceeding. And there will be a time we're going to have to get out in the streets and march peaceably without showing rifles and pistols and all of that, which we have a right to do. I'm not, but understand me. Your voice makes a difference. There's a lot of things coming up that they're planning. Understand them, and we can combat them. Darkness will never overcome light unless light gives up. Light always illuminates the darkness. We just need a lot of us. That's why I'm doing this. That's why more people are taking to the airwaves or the internet or whatever. Make your calls. Make your voice known. Yeah, maybe one day the FBI will knock on the door. So be it. Maybe one day they'll try to shut your voice down, but they're going to do it anyway. You might as well beat them to it. God bless us all. All right. Here we have some exclusive God formation, as we call our inside information. No, not you. We wanted fireworks, but yeah, the thief in chief. Yeah. All right. Let's get rid of it all. Okay. Exclusive God formation, because we are running out of time. Let's see what we've got today. There is a Russian plant agent, whatever you want to call him, moving to get inside the White House. He's in state right now and about to move over. They wanted to move him in, but they're doing it so he won't be noticed. The White House knows who he is. No, they want him there. Okay? Mr. Biden called for help to understand why he is failing to please those over him, and they didn't answer, just gave him more to do. Yeah. There are so many worrying about tomorrow every day. Every day they're worrying about the next day in the Biden regime, because all they know how they're getting away with it is right now. There's just too many that are worried, and it shows in their tones, their shortness, that everybody's walking around wondering if today is the day or tomorrow will be the day that everything drops, because they know what it's built on. Your calls keep up the pressure on them. Yeah. Your dissent keeps the pressure up on them. And boy, they do not want the Trump lawyers to bring up fraud. They don't. And they have laid this on the president, reminding him of this. And this sounds like, again, we're if you oppose this, then you're racist. They really want to get reparations done. They will almost totally, they know that. Why do they want this? Instead of reading, I'll just explain it to you. Because their goal is to totally break down the African American existence in this country. Understand that. If you're African American, that's what these progressives want. They may use you and they may elevate you for a time. They want to break you down, and they want to replace you with a more work friendly, just policy friendly working class. Their immigration rules have hurt you more than any other group in this country. And they know that reparations will ruin a large segment of the African American population. Why? Because it'll be enough money to really mess you up, but it won't be enough money to make everything work, and it will break you. You say, how can money break? What did welfare do? What did Medicaid do? Everything they do is to destroy while looking good. And they want enough money to go to enough people that it will, and some are going to rise up out of that, and they're going to have good lives, and they'll invest, and they'll do this and that. But even if they did it to white people to be the same, it's not a racist thing. They did it to any color, any race, it would do the same. There'd be enough people, okay, I'm through. I've got mine, just going to live my life. And they'd back out of everything. That's why they're doing it. Of course, some people say, oh, good, send it to me. No, they're going to destroy your families completely. So they really want to push reparations to destroy your community, to destroy what's left of your families. And my God, what do you say but help us? Help us. They're not going to stop. We don't understand. See, we look and we say the white race is their enemy. And it is, except it's not, because most of them are white. No, they have enemies. And for some reason, from the very beginning, they have hated the black person. Why? You know what I think it is? Because you rose out of slavery. You see, they like slaves. They like servants. So they keep trying to bind you up. Oh, they say, we will. They keep trying to bind you up. You had the audacity to want freedom. And see, all these migrants from South America, Mexicans are learning, some. They're used to being nothing. They come in, they just keep working as nothing. They're just hoping for a better life. They're slaves, this and that. They don't care. They just work. Or try to work. They just come in and fit in the plan. But African Americans, they're always afraid you're going to realize where you're at and rise up. And they can't have that. And they're going to do everything they can to destroy you. And reparations is part of your destruction. All right. Yesterday was fast-paced and fun. Today, that's what we do. We're trying to help you. We're trying to get the information out. And I hope they're hearing that people know. Make your voice known. God bless you. God bless America. Pray. Vote. Call. Write a sign. Stand outside with it. Let's let them know. We know what you're up to. And it's not a conspiracy theory. It's every day. God bless you. We'll see you tomorrow. Tell somebody about the program. Give us a rumble. Share it. Let's get through this time and come out better than we were going into it. Anyway, that's it for today.